And we are live. Just messing around with some settings here on OBS. This element is too small to be displayed. Well then let me resize it, or don't let me resize it. There we go. We're good. We're good. Let's bring the game up, shall we? What the hell just happened? Did I back out of my team? I backed out of my team. Great start to the stream here, everyone. Phenomenal start to the stream. Right. For those of you that were here yesterday, speaking of which, everything should now be live on the channel. For those of you that were here yesterday, you will have seen me come very close to points, bid it on the penultimate lap. That was Zandvoort. Spain, we didn't really have any pace, and then Monaco and Baku were just not fun experiences. However, got a good feeling about Canada. But before we jump into anything, I want to have a quick look and say that the Podium Pass is now available. Because we've had it where for the past few days it's been you can't access this and stuff and things. So let's take a look at the Podium Pass now that exists. Because I got the Schumacher edition of the game, got like 15,000 podium pit coins or something. I don't know. So I have purchased the premium version of it, and I've done a Grand Prix race, like a test Grand Prix. I took a Renault powered car around Canada on like same difficulty that I normally play on, and we performed very well. Not going to tell you which Renault powered car, of course, but just know it was a Renault powered car, and we did very well. So that's 540 experience that I now have on my Podium Pass, and we can get like the buggy, and we've got this, and there's a helmet and a Galaxy livery and a crisscross kind of celebration, and stars and stripes and helmets and points and nothing and things and stuff, and it's all wonderful. And I figured I'm playing this game a lot, so, and I already had the currency. It hasn't cost me anything extra, you know. I've already kind of spent and got my points. So I mean, some of the liveries are nicer. Some of the liveries are a lot nicer. Some of them are a bit say cheese. Oh, that's disgusting. I hate that so much. But yeah, some of the liveries are better, and I'm looking forward to maybe doing that. There's challenges as well. Standard challenges. What are standard challenges? Wet lap Singapore. In time trial set 3 clean laps. Lap times at Singapore in the wet. And these are daily challenges. And then set 5 clean lap times at Hungary in time trial. What about my VIP challenges? These weekly challenges? These are weekly challenges. In my team, achieved 3 podium finishes. Cheers, Cody's. Thank you. That's great. That's wonderful. Cleanly overtake an opponent while DRS is active. Complete 3 laps at Bahrain. Complete 1 race at Australia in the rain using wet tyres in any game mode. Drive 50 miles in online races in an F2 car. Use a flashback and win. Achieve a lap time at Vietnam. And these are like weekly challenges. Oh, okay, so we can come back and complete these. And then series challenges. Beat a lap time in time trial in Abu Dhabi. Complete a Grand Prix in 10 different cars. Complete 3 races without being involved in an accident. Okay. Complete 1 race without being involved in an accident on track in championships mode. And then there's career challenges. So in my driver career, successfully negotiate 3 contracts. In my team, drive a total of 50 miles. Complete 3 practice programs in the rain, in either my team or driver career. I expect the best. Basically, this complete a full series of 22 races in my team. This game really expects you to play it. Multiplayer challenges, weekly events. Have we got the same thing for VIP challenges? No, they're just weeks. What about standard challenges? No, that's fine. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have a lot to do. We're really going to have a lot to do. And a good friend of mine just messaged me about the update to the game, about his Ferrari power. So we've got the Canadian Grand Prix. We're trying to save up a bit of money because if we go to our corporate, we have our friend Lacey, who in 28 days will expect $2 million out of us. And we obviously need a teammate. So I don't think we can kind of progress if we don't have a teammate. That's kind of my thinking. What's our customization that we've got? Oh, we can get a new race suit. Nothing's really loading properly here, chat. I think my game is broken. I think my game has died. Do I remember you from yesterday? Of course I remember you from yesterday, Cam. Of course I remember you from yesterday. Right, should we just kill F1? I think it's died. Let's get my good friend, the task manager. Oh, no, wait, we're good. We're good. Right, let's... I think F1 needed a minute while I was going through the pit lane pass or the paddock pass. Enjoy the black screen. I think Steam's having a moment as well. Ah, here we go. We're good. We're good. Maybe. We'll see. Tension builds. Black screen. Okay, fine. Game's loaded. We're good. How you doing, Cam, anyway? You good? What wheel do I use? I don't. I have been predominantly driving on a pad for these streams, just because it's more relaxed, more comfortable. It's what I'm more used to. I do have a wheel, which I do want to kind of get good at one day, and I was kind of using it on F1 2019. It's a Logitech G920, I want to say. I don't think we do, Carl, because you're thinking about the car, I'm thinking about everything. So, you know. Right, we've got weight training for a Lacey to get his pace up by 2. Facilities are there. R&D. Have we got anything? I think we were saving up points for... Yeah, so we've got that aero upgrade. So we could either go for more weight reduction or we could go with aero. Either way, we're saving up points at the moment. Let's just get into the Canadian Grand Prix. Because I'm very hopeful about the Canadian Grand Prix. You're good. That is splendid to hear. Really want the G920? Might get it for your birthday. It's a good wheel, man. It's a really good wheel. The fact that, I mean, like I think I've mentioned it before on past streams where I'm Xbox and PC. The fact that I can use it on both is like great. Oh, why is it raining in the race? That has immediately put a dampener on my spirits for the Canadian Grand Prix. I was really hoping that we were going to be able to do well, and the fact that it's going to be raining is really, really not good. It's going to rain the whole race as well. It's not even going to be part of the race. Can I quit? Can I just, like, quit and pretend this never happened? Fs. Many Fs. Literally. Don't bin it into the wall of champions. Well, yeah. I did a practice dry race and it went really well. Because I assumed it would be dry. This was my next opportunity at points, and that wet race has immediately taken that away. Because I mentioned it at the start of the stream. I don't think you were here, but I did a practice dry race in a Renault powered car, and I got like 6th. So 6th or 7th on the two. Try to mimic the performance as much as possible. Obviously, because I can't use my car, but yeah, I bet we are.
Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some new parts, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
Well, let's now kind of put some extra wing on the car. On throttle, seeing as it's in the dry for now, we'll do this. Do this as I normally do. Suspension. Kind of want a bit of a softer suspension. Some firmer anti-roll bars. I think that'll do nicely. Perfect. Done. God, I was really high energy for Canada. I was really looking forward to doing it, and then seeing that it's going to be raining has really, really put a dampener on me. But look, it is what it is. We must soldier on. You know, that's all we can do. Oh, I need that new energy store. I completely forgot about that. Absolutely nail this, and then we'll swap out the energy store. Hopefully it'll only take a few minutes off of our practice session so I can run some of the other practice programs. Whoops. The weight is hard on the pad because the reaction time is really bad? Yeah, pretty much.
DRS zone is coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD. Fantastic. You obviously have a really good understanding of this.
Yes, I have a wonderful understanding of this circuit. It's great. To be fair, like I say, I did do an 18-lap practice race, so that's probably why. Right, let's swap out the energy store, shall we? How long's that going to take? It'll take 6 to 8 minutes. Beautiful. That's fine. And then we'll just sort of... boop. Get a fresh energy store in for the Canadian Grand Prix. Right, good. Tyre management. Yeah, can I do it on the intermediates in the hot weather? That'd be... To be fair, the optimist in me is saying maybe it's like raining but it's drizzle and if we can still use dry tyres. Is that, you know, is that optimistic enough? Yeah. I got it, Jeff. Don't worry, I've got it. So my Xbox just signed me out. Don't even know why my Xbox is still on, in all honesty. That corner sucks for tyre wear and traction. Look at that. Beautiful. Whoops. Definitely utilise some of the curb there. Can we get a bit of slipstream off of Carlos Sainz? I think we can. Let's not use overtake mode, and let's not maybe run into the back of him. Cheers, Carlos. You've really helped me get a good lap time here.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a
That put me faster than him as well, actually. That's pretty great. I love that. Right, let's turn you off. You don't need to be on. Great. Right, fuel management. We're just gonna. A weather change is expected. I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe. We'll see. God, it's a very wet Canadian Grand Prix weekend, isn't it? That's fine. So when it comes to race strategy, I can bolt on the intermediate.
we want to focus on fuel-saving technique. Lift and coast through corner entry to save as much as you can while keeping under the minimum lap time.
You'd think by round 9, Jeff would know that I'm kind of up to speed on what he wants me to do. I know I mention it every time, but it's just something I can't help but notice. Whoops. Let's just... That didn't even give me a corner cut. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, that is ridiculous.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10
Oh,
minutes.
wonderful. We should be able to get purple on this as long as I attack the final chicane with a lot of gusto. Yeah, there's my corner cutting warning. I don't really care for these practice programs, you know. Wonderful.
Program complete and a job well.
Right, so apparently 10 minutes of rain. So is it wise to maybe go out now and do the race strategy on the I mean, is anyone out on track now? And what tyres are they on? No, they're on dry tyres still. Let's just fast forward for a bit. Right, is anyone on dry tyres? Right, inters, okay. Let's go and do the race strategy on intermediates then. Seeing as, I mean, that's going to be the most applicable, right? And it will give us kind of an idea on how the car's going to be.
Okay, we need a few solid laps here to help us calculate a good race strategy.
I'm going to feel like I'm going to be losing the back end almost every time. God, the front end does not want to stick at all. So long as we can beat the Delta, thankfully, you know, we've got Grunt in a straight line to be able to catch back up on any time that we lose. So we can at least do that. That's a small positive that we've got.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
Oh, believe me, Jeff, I'm focused. So apparently I was a bit too cautious through there, according to the Delta. Whoa, lit the rear wheels up. This isn't terrible to drive. But don't get me wrong, I'd prefer it to be dry. But this isn't the worst thing I've ever experienced. I just don't know how the AI are going to behave in the race. Very twitchy over those curbs. There we go, power down, beautiful. Now let's overtake. Get that Delta back into line. I still feel like we can really, really abuse that final chicane
Super job so far. We're getting great data.
to be able to get a good run. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. That wasn't terrible. Is it going to dry up before the end of the session? That's what I want to know. Just because I want to do a qualifying pace to see if I can actually, like, you know. Right, let's go and do a qualifying pace program. Just because I want to. Because I want to throw this car at this lap as fast as possible. The track's going to be a bit green, because obviously it's been washed out a bit. But I really just want to throw this car at Canada to show the kind of pace I really think I could have.
Don't worry about tyres. Just give it everything. In this test, we want to make sure we can lap close to our rival's pace.
This car best get out of my way. Ocon. 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 Come on. Thank you. Just abuse the curbs. Just abuse the curbs. There you go.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
I think I could easily have got points should this be dry. Just absolutely ruined that lap. Look at it. Look at it. Good around Canada in the dry. Canada is one of my strongest tracks. It really is. In the wet, some of the acceleration zones are not great. I think this and Germany are probably some of my two strongest tracks. I think Brazil's another one where I can be pretty solid. But yeah, so great, good, wonderful. Well, at least we'll get a good qualifying result. Oh, we now get to see this every time we complete a session, chat. Are you excited? I'm not.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three, who are the captain, Bottas, and Charles Leclerc.
Where was Alesi? Where was Alesi?
However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Alesi was 17th. And this is why I wanted it to be a dry race. Just simulate these last two practice sessions. He got 130, I got 605. It's a good amount of points. 1,600 resource points. Wonderful. We're nearly at Team Acclaim. Well, I'm at Acclaim level 6. Same as Alesi. And we're nearly at Team Acclaim at level 7. Or 8, rather. We are Team Acclaim level 7. And we can look at doing some research and development. So what do we want? We've already got... It only makes sense to go chassis. It's the only area of the car where we're not doing an upgrade. So let's do that. 13th of July. Fine. Get a big upgrade on the car. I feel like I should really start putting something into durability. So let's do it. There we go. Because the other two upgrades I've done have already failed before. Is the weather ever wrong? I can only hope that it's wrong. But I don't think it will be. Anyway, let's get into qualifying. This is what I kind of said. When it says rain, I kind of want it to be like drizzle. Because I've had that before where it said it's going to rain for a whole race. But it's only ever been like light drizzle. So you've still used the dry tyre. Hoping that's what it is. But I get the feeling that's not going to happen. But look, we're coming up to a string of tracks where I feel like I genuinely might be able to do something. So Canada was the start of that. France is okay. Austria, okay. You know. Anyway. Let's just get out there.
All complete. Mechanics, please stand clear. We're ready to go.
I think Canada might have become my favourite Formula 1 track, you know. Used to be, do you remember the Malaysian Grand Prix at Sepang? I absolutely adored that circuit. Had so many of what I love, like fast, flowing corners. That's kind of why I think I enjoyed driving Zandvoort on this game, because that's kind of what that is as well. Put too much fuel in this car. Now that I've left the garage, the car's in parc ferme. Ah, well. Alright, let's let the McLaren go by. Lando, do you want to come drive for us at some point? If we get the team acclaim high enough, I might gun for Lando Norris, in all honesty. Same we haven't got like an English power unit. Because, you know, that's kind of the whole thing with the Lacey, right? We've got Renault power unit, French driver. Anyway, let's turn the car up and get ready for our lap. Whoops. Okay, that I don't like. Like that was a bit of abuse of curbs. I don't quite like that one. Might purposely just not post this as the fastest lap. That was too much curb abuse, if you know what I mean. That was actually like grass. Pierre Gasly, 110.9. Our first lap out the gates is a 110.3. I know we can go faster. I kind of intentionally backed off a little bit. Ah, the return of Simon No Points Hole. Oh, thanks, dude. Really rub that in the wound. You're going to love this. So, I don't know how long you've been here, Lee, if you've been able to just join the stream. So, I was telling Cam, right? I did a practice race at Canada in a car representative to my performance in the pecking order, and I got 6th. So, I was really looking forward to this Grand Prix. I comes in, guess what the race is? Have a guess. There is a Mercedes coming. That is Valtteri Bottas, who's just done a 109.5. Wet race? You're damn right. It is a wet race. It's intermediates. So I did the race strategy on inters, and I've kind of got a little bit of a grasp on how the car's going to behave. But I'm no longer feeling as confident. Sorry, Valtteri, do you want to go past? I'm warming my car up for a lap.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
That's fine, that's how much we need. Oops. Right, there we go. Oh dear. There we go, much smoother through there. Completely missed the apex of the corner, but it will get us a better exit. Into the 109s. I knew I could do a 109. I'm very pleased with that lap. I reckon I could eke out about another 10th or so. I don't think that's my fastest lap I could do. Still waiting on the 16GB update to nerf my car. No, I'm telling you, it's purely the podium pass. It's 16GB of podium pass. When I loaded up the game, well, actually, I think it's 1.02 that's coming to Xbox. I know that when I launched the game on PC, it's still 1.03. I think our energy or our controlled electronics, yeah, they're above 50%, so we're going to need to look at that soon. Ooh. I'm probably going to pick this game up on Xbox as well, just so I can have like a casual My Team on the side. Oh, which one of these is my phone charger? I just looked down and there's like 3 cables all like mangled together, and I'm like, I need my phone charger. Which one is it? Oh dear. So let's have a look at our sector times. So 19.6 in the first sector. 22.0 in the middle. So that's where we're losing out to the likes of the midfield teams. And I guarantee that's all of that is on traction out of that chicane just after the first sector split. And then final sector is 28.2, which is... I could abuse the chicane a little bit more, I think. I think I could abuse the chicane a little bit more. Should we go absolute Hail Mary on this last lap? Let's go out now and do it. Just completely and utterly abuse this track, because I think I've still got a few tenths on the table of corner cutting. Could I stick this thing on pole position? No, I definitely couldn't stick it on pole position. If this was a dry race, man, the points would be mega. Which reminds me, I made everything public and put it in the F1 2020 playlist on the channel, so we should be able to go back and sort of view the old stuff. I need to download them actually. I should really be recording them the same time I'm streaming them, but OBS Streamlabs doesn't. Oh no, wait, I was going to say, it doesn't appear to have that functionality. And then, as I said that, I found the record button. Ignore me. Or don't ignore me, pay attention to me. Look, I understand I give conflicting messages, chat. I understand that. But just understand, I'm a complex human being that has needs. There's the Hail Mary into turn 1. Let's. Oh, we... Speaking of curb abuse, we abused that curb violently. Is that a purple first sector? I think it is. Okay, that was... Yeah, that was corner cutting. That was undoubtedly corner cutting. No. I'm not going to finish this lap. When you get a warning actually on the lap, that kind of, you know... You can't then go ahead and set the time. But I think I just evidenced there that there was definitely more time available. I mean, I gained 2/10 just in the first sector, so I think that said everything it needed to, in all honesty. But yeah, I was not going to finish that lap after getting that corner cutting warning. But I think between that first sector improvement, the better exit I got out of the second chicane in sector 2, and probably a little bit more abuse on the final chicane, I could have probably got about 4/10, maybe. Anyway, should we just... Let's just watch the timing screens. Oh, I can't wait to see this. Look at this. Oh, much exciting.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three. Bottas, Hamilton, and Max Verstappen. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Guys, we qualified 7th. We qualified 7th for a Grand Prix that's going to be wet. Alesi got 17th. But to be fair, he's going to gain 2 places due to Perez and Stroll. P7. We could have got points.
The fans really seem to enjoy that.
It's because it was. It's Canada.
Who would you say is your biggest rival at the moment?
Ooh. I really don't want to shoot for these two. They feel out of my league. I feel like right now we're looking at the Alpha Tauris. And I'm going to say Danny Kvyat is my biggest rival.
It's got to be a relief to qualify that far up the grid.
Gives us a great opportunity to show off our engine's power. Because that kind of rocket fueled us.
Do you have any comments about this team?
Alpha? I think they're a great team with some strong legacy. I mean, they are. Of course they are. Why?
Great. Well, that's everything.
Why would I say anything disparaging about Alpha? Anyway, we're going to go to Team Acclaim level 8, which is nice. I think it's at 10 we get the next new sponsor. I think it's 10 and 20, I want to say, to get like the last few sponsors. Car very much reminds me of Brawn, though, in the aspect of you start the season with like no or one sponsor, and then come the end of it, it's got like, you know.
We can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance
Appreciate
of the
that,
race.
Jeff. But we've also got some big upgrades coming. We've got the... Well, look at those. Big old stack of upgrades. 2 coming in June, 2 coming in July. Nice. Nice. I kind of want to simulate the race, but I know I wouldn't score points. Yeah, that's definitely rain, isn't it, chat?
Bonjour. It's time once again to go racing here in Montreal, the second largest French-speaking city in the world, and home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix.
Wet.
It's a tricky circuit to tackle in wet conditions, with top speed still of critical importance down the long back straight. There are 2.7 miles and 14 corners overall on a circuit that in the dry can see average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour. We'll be lucky to get anywhere near that today. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson. Now we probably ought to start by discussing Sebastian Vettel. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car
If
back
I
where it
gained a
should be.
place because of
It's about
Vettel,
effective damage limitation.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Albon, Charles
oh
Leclerc,
god, I'm side by side with Charles
Giovinazzi,
Leclerc.
Ocon, and Kimi Raikkonen. Ricardo, Gasly, Sebastian Vettel. They'll be starting.
And Alesi is side by side with the other Ferrari.
Fiat, Perez, Roman Grosjean, and Lance Stroll. Latifi, Norris, Russell, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. That's it then. It's time to
Literally
go
both
racing.
cars starting
Head to
next to
trackside
Ferraris.
for today's race.
So it's going to rain the whole race. Don't really think there's much else we really need to say about that, is there? Let's just stick some extra fuel in the car and hopefully not send it into the barrier, I guess. I can only hope that by some miracle it dries up, but I doubt it will.
Seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog
Yeah, we don't want to bog down. That's the last thing we want to do, isn't it, Jeff? Bog down. Let's turn the diff down to 50% in the wet weather. Whoa, okay. So, I don't think we're going to make much progress in today's race, and I will be reviving the montage of misery, which was where I just fall through the field.
These conditions don't look like they're
Oh,
shifting.
good.
Predicting at least 20
Oh,
minutes of heavy
good.
rainfall.
Yeah, at least 20 minutes. Please, give me more. Make me suffer. Of course I'm going to push off the line, but he's finally arrived. Mr. Potato Person himself. He's arrived to see we're starting 6th, but we've got a wet race. So, you know, this is going to go about as well as you think it is. Gonna have to be so careful off the line. So careful.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, I'm not ready. Lights are out and away we go. It's a okay start. I wouldn't call it anything special. I'm going to try and keep my front wing out of trouble. It was Ocon that dived it up the inside. Just need to try and stay out of trouble. front end really don't want to grip. It's about learning where the car is. Ocon wants to try and make a move. He's more than welcome to, but in these conditions it's very unwise. There we are. Right, I'd like to settle into some kind of rhythm early on, ideally. Just get into a rhythm of lap time. Yellow flags already. There's been an incident into the hairpin. At least the one benefit we're going to have is we're not going to be subject to any kind of DRS shenanigans. Just abuse the final corner. That's going to be one of the ways that we're going to be able to sort of stay ahead of people and make any progress in this race, by abusing that final chicane. Jeff, we held P6. What position did I qualify in? I qualified 7th, but we gained a place due to Sebastian Vettel's grid penalty. Oh, avoid the curb. I just need to be very careful on traction. That's kind of going to be the aim of the game in this Grand Prix, chat. Just high focus, high attention, and careful on traction. I know the first few laps the AI aren't necessarily as fast as they could be, so I'm just going to try and, you know, not die, I think is a solid plan. Bottas 23.2. Done the 23.5, fastest final sector of the race. I just need to not push and not get greedy. That's essentially the plan for today. Don't worry about overdriving the car. Look, just because I can see a Ferrari and a pair of Red Bulls doesn't mean I have to chase after them. As long as I can keep a gap to the cars behind and have a nice, boring race in 6th. How do I change camera angle? I have no idea what button it is. I did it in the menus in Australia and then never looked back.
Gap to teammate behind is 7.6 seconds. Looking really good. You're managing it well.
That's the point. I'm in standard. And I still somehow managed to burn a lot of fuel. Okay, we're not actually burning much fuel in standard whatsoever. That's good. Let's keep it like that. The less things I have to pay attention to in this race, the better in my opinion. Oddly enough, Jeff, I was just thinking about doing the same thing. I need to try and use a bit more overtake on the back straight. Here we go. Plenty of power. can even use some of it into the next lap as well, because why not? Let's be a bit greedy.
Forecast suggests the rain is going to be lightening up over the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. You should start finding more grip as we clear the
Don't
standing
tell me that, Jeff. I'll get that fizzing feeling. What about console? Well, it's the same. Oh, there was a response earlier to that in the chat, but I didn't see it.
We think the car behind might be struggling with fuel issues. See if you can increase the gap.
Well, the gap's already 4 seconds, but I'll see what I can do. God, we've got so much ERS we can play with. We save up so much of it over the course of a lap. I can then use so much of it down this back straight. I can really abuse the curves, and then I can get on it again. Oh, it's lovely. Fastest final sector of the race so far. Fastest first sector of the race so far. Chat, you know I said about not getting greedy. Hear me out. What if... .122.8, fastest lap of the race. Don't worry, Jeff, I don't really intend on coming in for dries anytime soon. What are my rear tyres looking like? 31% on the rear left, that's fine.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.5.
Oh, I definitely got a bit too ambitious on the brakes. Lacey appears to be forming a bit of a train behind him. It's that second curb. For the I just briefly saw that. I'll read that in a second. I saw, for the love of something, don't make a move on Leclerc. Yeah, Leclerc likes to get his elbows out, doesn't he? But yeah, no, I don't want to retire. This is honestly the best position we've been in all season. So trust me, I'm not going to be stupid. For the love of staying out of retirement, don't make a move on Leclerc. Right, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. God, I must have really hooked it up on that one lap because I have not come close to that lap time since. Yeah, but I'm not really too fussed. It's Charles Leclerc that's pulling away from us. Oh, we got the power down on a curb. That was very much poo. Much poo and feek. The weather clears up. And you get the strategy right. You could get a Wonders podium. And then, nah, too risky considering he's driving a backfield car. Yeah, you know, as much as I would love to, I mean, if this race was dry, I would love to go full Damon Hill, like 97 Hungary, just where, you know, a car that belonged in 18th place should have won the Grand Prix, purely because of the fact he was on a different tyre manufacturer. I miss the tyre war, man. Bridgestone versus Michelin, bring back like proper old school. Like, we've got Pirelli right now. Bring back like Firestone or something. The thing is, it's not like my sponsor bonus isn't the amount of championship points. It is points finishes. So even after, like, say we do get this one, we'll need to get another one. No overtakes, just possibly boxing for slicks on the right lap. Yeah, I know what you mean. No, say it ain't so, Jeff. Is it me or are those Mercedes getting closer? Right, I've got a spare battery now, so I can deploy that. God, I've got that all crossed up.
Gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds.
If I wanted to push harder, I easily could, but I'm not. Part of me's hoping that these guys like decide to go on a silly two-stop. I've seen the 2021 regulation change. Was that thin tyres and spending cap costs? Yeah, I've seen the spending cap costs, and I've seen about the thinner tyres. Have you also seen about as well, because of like COVID and everything, the amount they're actually able to amend this year's car into next year, they might have to basically run the same car 2 years in a row. Well, a variation of it. And I'm thinking, ugh. For some teams, that's going to suck. But hey, if McLaren keep up their performance, just, you know, bolt a Mercedes engine in the back of their car and away they go. It'd be like Brawn, right?
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Ooh, I did not want to get on the power there. Okay, rear tyres are getting to about 50%. When's our scheduled pit stop lap? Between 17 and 19. Rear left's at 52%. We should be able to make it. We'll be fine. Reckon Alonso's return will be a success. I'm happy to have Alonso back. I know there's a divided opinion, but I think Alonso coming back can be good for the sport, right? He was very unhappy at McLaren, and I can understand why. But if Renault give him something half competent, you know, he was always the best at getting an absolute dog of a car up the field. Like that Ferrari at the start of 2012 was what, the fifth fastest car? And it only ever became maybe the third fastest car, and he got that thing to the final race of the championship. Just like his drive in Malaysia, yes, it's remembered for Sergio Perez, but we got to remember Vettel's drive, that Alonso's drive, that Malaysian Grand Prix was something incredible. And his Valencia that same year, I mean, granted, Vettel was dominating that race, and Grosjean was also looking very quick as well. But he started, like, what, 12th? I think 2012 was a very underrated year for Fernando. He's remembered as a double world champion, but you got to remember his other years where he was also very good. Okay, I abused that a little bit too much there. This is going to be a new fastest lap of the race because I cut a corner. That's the acceleration zone. I'm losing the most time. Might get fastest lap. I might, man. Sorry, my headset is being really uncomfortable. I'm just trying to fiddle with it on this back straight. That's like the gamer problem. If who remembers Jenson Button in the German Grand Prix of 2004 having to hold his visor in place. That's me talking like the gamer variation of that, you know?
We're expecting you in around 2 laps, and we'll be putting you on the
Wonderful,
intermediate
yes,
tyres.
please put me on the intermediates. Don't put me on anything else. I think the Inter's weather in this year's game on a pad really isn't that bad. Like we saw in Australia, for those of you that saw Australia, where that started wet, I think. We were able to keep up with cars. I mean, granted, not as high up as the Ferrari and the Red Bull, but I've always had fears about being dreadful in the rain. Hope Verstappen or anyone other than a Mercedes. I'm fine with, like, you know, I've openly admitted it. It's not that I'm a Hamilton hater at all. I think he's very, very good. One of the best to ever do it. But as someone who grew up watching Schumacher, you know, who wrote all the record books and broke all the records, I kind of want to see them stand the test of time. But I can appreciate, you know, records are there to be broken, right? And if Hamilton does it, mad respect to him. That said, I finally want to see Bottas actually push him. Because Bottas, on his day, can be very good. But this is the problem. On his day. And his day comes about 3 times a year, right? Hamilton is consistently good. That is the difference between a good driver and a great driver. The latency shouldn't be that heavy, Mr. Potato Person. I fiddled around with my settings that the latency shouldn't be that bad. I might have to mess around. I did that in my YouTube settings, though. I don't know if I did that with Streamlabs OBS. Something I might have to have a look at after today's stream, or after today's first stream, I should say. Literally using overtake, Jeff. So here's what I'm thinking, chat, when it comes to pitting. I am thinking I'm going to go a couple laps additional, just because what I don't want to do, I don't want to come out in a pack of cars. Like, I don't want to come out around other cars. I'm quite comfortable in the position that I'm in. So if I pit, the last thing I want to do is come out in that group of cars that are about 15 seconds behind me. So I might go 2 laps more and pit at the end of lap 19. Just so I can assure the fact that Ocon and Ricciardo, that group of pit. I mean, how are my rears looking? It's my rears that I'm concerned about. 73% on the left rear. Ugh. One of the Red Bulls in is Verstappen and Hamilton are in. What are you going to offer me here, Jeff? This could be entertaining. Okay, I lifted off, so that didn't count. Yeah, I'd like to keep my current strategy. I assume they're both going to pit. Wonderful. We're going to carry on for one more. We are going to take the lead and lead a lap as Incompetent Racing Grand Prix. Enjoy it, chat. And Hamilton. Oh, Hamilton takes away my fastest lap. Boo. Lacey's in. Yes, I'm coming in. Relax. Coming in this lap. Right, we've just got to be careful on pit lane entry, not speed. I'll happily be nice and cautious. Anything to kind of keep my sixth, you know. But fresh tyres will be good. Right, pass go Hamilton and Bottas, Albon and Verstappen. 2.7 seconds from the boys. And back out into the race. Here we go, chat. That's the one pit stop that we needed to make.
Plus 1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target plus 1.
So now it's just a matter of bringing the car home. Now the question is, can I retake the fastest lap? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I think I'm going to try. Yellow flag? What is that for? What is the yellow flag for? Please be a retirement in front of me. Hello, 5th place. That's a smoke. Is that smoking? Albon's out. I'm up to 5th. Right, we're going to do 1 lap under Rich Mix.
Seconds. Stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay.
And there we go, 21.6, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Beat that, Hamilton. Turn the engine back down. Now we've got to get to the end, is all we've got to do. I've realised I accidentally hit my overtake button. Whoops. I have no ERS for the rest of this lap. Whoops. Ah, well, it's fine. Let's get an update on my teammate, shall we?
We're leading our teammate by 36.7
Oh dear.
seconds. They're on fresh inters. They're in 14th. The time last lap was a 1:24.3.
What about Gasly? Or Kvyat, sorry. Kvyat's in 16th.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap. The gap to car in front is 3.1 seconds.
Don't care about the gap to the car ahead. Does not bother me in the slightest. Got such a gap back to Ricciardo. I could really just... I mean, this is a brilliant points haul for Renault, let's be honest here. Let's talk about Renault for a second. 6th and 7th, that is great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very much loving the idea of being 5th. Why do you reckon it's going to ease off? That's not what I wanted.
12 laps of fuel remaining.
Okay, yeah, no, so it's going to rain for the rest of the race. And do you know what? I'm fine with that. We don't have to make any more pit stops. We don't have to make any more pit stops. I'm quite happy dropping back from that lead pack. I will at some point relax. I noticed we had quite a high amount of energy. Let's use overtake here. Let's overtake someone. Rotate. Have I gotten any free engine upgrades from Renault because Honda does? I think I have, yeah. I think I had them at the start of the season. We'll have a look once we're back in the Team HQ, but I'm pretty sure we have. Oh no, I could just look in the general R&D screen, couldn't I? But I'm pretty sure we have had some Renault engine upgrades. And I know we're due some more later on in the year. I think there are some like general durability ones which are coming in like July. Don't say that, potato person. Don't say that. Oh. Fastest first and fastest final sector. We could go faster even on standard mix, you know. I'm not going to push it. I'm happy with my bonus point for fastest lap. I think they should extend that to regardless of finishing position, just because I'd love to see, like, I don't know, like an Alpha Tauri or a Haas. Just stick on, like every backmarker team just comes in with like 3 laps left and just sticks on a set of soft tyres and just like, screw it, here we go. I'd love to see that. Whoops. let's just see if we can do a faster lap. It won't be much faster. .21.4. Did we cut some corners? Absolutely. Do I care? Not really. It's not been the most exciting race for you guys, but, you know, we haven't exactly been carving our way through the field, but, God, it's been a good one. Haven't, of course, bought it home yet, but...
Our gap to the car in front is 2.5 seconds.
Playing with my headset again. One of my ears is just not enjoying it today. Hey, Lee, if you're still there, how's your update coming? I want to know if Ferrari's been nerfed into oblivion.
Hamilton's in first place.
You'll be AFK for a bit? No worries, my dude.
Manage your tyres.
Why is it telling me to manage my tyres? Oh, they're fine. Shut up. Hey, chat, I'm closing back in. What if? Missed a lot of the race, but saw quali. How have I ended up P5? So, essentially, we had a real good... I mean, you've missed, like you say, you missed a lot of the race. We just stuck behind the train ahead of us. We only got promoted to P5 because of a Albon retirement after the pit stops. Or was that before the pit stops? I think it was after the pit stops. But yeah, that's how I'm up to P5.
The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form.
But you haven't missed, like, you know, there's not been a huge amount of action, Liam, in the race, in all honesty. It's just been me trying to not crash in these conditions and just trying to keep everything in line on the traction zones. I've got the fastest lap as well, which is nice. Oh, and he's back. Oh, wait, and hold on. What else we got here? There's a really loud electric buzzing sound in your house for some reason. Is it some kind of electric fly swatter and or taser?
Taking care of them.
Mount the curbs, push the car, close up to Leclerc, fastest first sector. Oh, we've slid. Has Canada been on Inters? Not dreadful. really not dreadful. There's a couple traction zones that you really need to kind of like take care of and manage. And accelerating on those elevated curbs is literally like poo everywhere. But other than that, it's really not bad. Oh, even Carl or even Jeff's on board with the idea to try and overtake. Chat, what do you think? Do we go for Leclerc? No, we don't go for Leclerc. We don't risk it. Oh, we're not quite going to set another fastest lap of the race either. Boo.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Brakes are screaming. No, you have neither of those? Okay, well, you know. Merely a suggestion on what it could be. Oh, Charlie boy.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake.
If you get close enough, then yes, but need to be safe, so nah. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna absolutely banzai it. If he makes a mistake, I'm going for it. If he doesn't, then I'm happy to sit back. Oh, and I think I also ended up in 5th as well. Like, I don't know if
Use overtake now, please.
don't throw the race. Yeah, no, I shouldn't throw the race. I don't know if you saw Liam, but I got elevated because Vettel had a grid penalty. Hence why you might not have seen Sebastian at all this race. Oh, the understeer there was something else.
The track is drying, but it's going to take a while to clear the standing water off the line. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet.
We're nearly 30 seconds ahead of the Renaults. That's insane. What circuit is next? It is everyone's favourite, the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard. I can only assume that is one Nicholas Latifi that we are coming up to as a train. 3 laps to go, chat.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Not my favourite? Well, yeah. I don't mind it. It just creates boring races. Like, the track in of itself isn't actually that bad. It's actually, yeah, like Liam says, it's actually not bad on the games. It's actually quite a fun circuit to drive. I love the first sector. I think the first sector's great. You know, you've got a chicane there that you can really throw the car into. I'm surprisingly close. Yeah, I know, but I'm not close enough. Like, I'm a couple of tenths away. I don't like how close we're getting to Latifi. I really don't.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Right, chat, I'm just going to try and bring this home. I know.
Hamilton's out in
I
front.
appreciate the heads up. Right. It's Russell! It's not even Latifi. I apologise, Nicholas. Right, okay. My fear of lapping cars. Wonderful. He's out the way. Chat's going mental. I'm going to read through it momentarily. I can see it out the corner of my eye. I think they're talking about an audio delay, though. Which, if there is, then I apologise. I know I used to have an audio delay set up for when I was streaming on Xbox, but not PC.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Light up the rear tyres. Right, overtake mode to the flag. We're not close enough for Leclerc, so we can't try and make a move on fourth. Hamilton wins the Canadian Grand Prix. We navigate the chicane. Points! P5! Get in! Yes! Whew.
Take care of the car on the way in.
Can I get some W's in the chat for the most concentration I've ever exuded for 45 minutes?
They take the checkered flag then here in Canada in what has been another fabulous Grand Prix. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
There is a slight audio delay. Alright, that's something I can mess with a little bit later. Points! 11 points! Oh, I'm literally shaking. From the heartbreak of Zandvoort
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm
to
sure there'll be plenty of
Canadian
celebrations tonight
heroics.
amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Awesome, we got a challenge as well. Is that going to take me up to a new tier? Yeah, I'm now tier 2 on the podium pass. Awesome. I unlocked a new helmet and livery. Great.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well,
Screw you, Anthony.
be my driver of the day.
Screw
It's
you.
about what he did right, but
No, I deserve it.
what he did wrong. Perfect driving.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work
Whew.
from the drivers' team this weekend.
21.4 was the fastest lap. Hamilton was the closest on a 21.8. Man, imagine if that had been dry. Imagine if that had been a dry race. Where did Lacey finish in the end? We destroyed Kvyat. We were a whole minute ahead of Danny Kvyat, who must have passed the Lacey right near the end. Oh, standings. We have elevated ourselves immediately to 12th in the Drivers' Championship, tied with Raikkonen and Gasly, just behind Lando Norris. And constructors-wise, we only jump Haas, who of course scored a point. Our target is of course Alfa Romeo, who are still 7 points ahead of us, but we got points. We got points, and we got loads of points.
The fans really seem to
It
enjoy
wasn't at all.
look easy. Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
Oddly enough,
Wet
yes.
weather today?
Wet weather poses its risk, but I had a great team behind me. Life wouldn't be fun if it didn't test you every now and then. Should have gone with one of the Alphas as rivals now. Yeah, true.
Was it?
True. Wasn't the cleanest race. At the start, at the start it wasn't great. Myself and Ocon definitely banged tyres, but I think we showed we had the pace today to beat him regardless.
Appreciate your time.
Trust it to be dry in the interview. Wow. 4 points to 2 against Danny Kvyat. Surely more points at Paul Ricard. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I would love for there to be more points at Paul Ricard. Get that spicy affinity. If I leave it for a hot second, does it then go? Okay, it does go onto the cache. Wonderful. Get your baguettes. Baguettes and croissants. I have nothing against baguettes and croissants. Okay, right. Take away a bit of money for some damage. It is what it is at the end of the day. 2.94 million in the bank. So we've got nearly a mil spare because, of course, we need to renew Lacey's contract. I'm spent after that Canadian Grand Prix. I really am. I'm shattered. Oh, and typical downfalls. Bloody thing fails. Right. Have we got any spare time? We've got loads of spare time. Splendid. And I think we've got another... Yeah, we've got another upgrade coming, allegedly. Right. What do we want to look at? We wanted to look at... is it R&D? Yes, we did. We wanted to look at the upgrades. So we have got some, yes. We've got this minor power upgrade from Renault. And we have this minor power upgrade from Renault. And we've got this ultimate power upgrade from Renault. But you see, Renault and McLaren are down there floundering. And I'm like up there with like Haas and Racing Point in the engine department. We've also got these durability upgrades, which are like engine durability. So like power unit supply. I've got a couple of minor upgrades there. And I'm going to start moving into some durability up here because, I mean, if we're honest, the car is, slowly falling to bits. How many points do we need? We need 300 to get that done. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Right. Downforce department is still incompetent. We got to live up to the name, We got to live up to the name. All right, so how many days we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. 9 days worth of activities. What we got? Chassis department focus. That'll get us some resource points. We could take some resource points. Chassis equipment upgrade. Okay. G-Force training. We'll get some more racecraft from a Lacey. Sponsor event filming. Not really a fan of that idea. Sponsor advertisement for the vehicle. Driver promotion filming. I'm all for this. All for this. But then we can only really run one of these, which I think I'll run that one. And then we've got 2 days. Was that an aero part failure or was that from before? I think so. It says in the top right how many days you have. You don't need to count. Oh, yeah. Never noticed that. So I don't really feel the need to do the... driver promotion filming. So it's one of these. I don't really fancy splashing the cash. I mean, the team affinity is nice, but I want to make a Lacey better. Let's get some racecraft training on him. And we've only got 3 weeks left on his contract. So I'm not really going to spend any money until that's gone out. So I can kind of get an idea on... excuse me. So I can get an idea on how much money I actually have. Like, don't get me wrong, I've got 2 million. But I suppose like, after that goes out... Vettel's nearly getting his acclaim up. So who is around a Lacey sort of level? Lando's got an acclaim of 10. I love the fact that, like, where's Nicholas Latifi? Oh, there's Latifi. Okay, Latifi's now at Affinity 7. So he has actually, you know, got somewhat of a better rating now than De Vries and a Lacey. He actually hasn't got a better rating than De Vries at all. Oh, dear. Poor Nicholas Latifi. Going to take quite a lot to lure Lewis Hamilton away from Mercedes. I don't really think that's happening anytime soon. Finances look phenomenal. Finance history is going very, very well. Customization. Oh, we've got some livery and some character stuff from the podium pass. Right, let's just simulate through these. Get... Oh, success. And it's all looking wonderful. Look at this. I probably should have stopped advancing because I now have the resource points to get that drag upgrade on the car. 6th of July as well, so that's not going to take too long. Right, before we go to the French Grand Prix, I am going to go make a wee little drinksky chat. So I'm going to leave you looking at this screen. Actually, let's leave you looking more at the. Can I leave you looking at the car? Can I? Oh, there we go. I'll leave you to look at my department. There you go. You can look at my aero department. Enjoy. I'll be back. What is this? Speak of uranium front wings? Dirt and mud. Well, since I went through, what was it, over the course of Monaco and Baku, what was it, like 13 front wings? I think, yeah, we are making them out of dirt and mud at this point. Right, okay, so I'm glad you guys have got, you know, associated quite nicely with Phil, Bob, and Claire of the Aero facilities. Right here we've got Steve, we have Dave, and we have Margaret. There is a Lacey, of course, or is that a Lacey or is that me? I don't know. I don't care. At Powertrain, we have another Steve. We also have Phil, and this is a clarinet. That's an instrument. Oh, God. Anyway. Paul Ricard, let's go. Right, overcast race. Do I run the practice engine? Do I run the old motor? Do I run the old motor for practice? Do I do that? Let's do it. Let's get some last miles out of this engine. Controlled electronics are at 53%. They'll survive for a little while. Claire is fine. You leave my... I think Claire was in Aero. I can't remember. It's obvious that I care about my employees because I forget their names immediately. Oh, yes. Look at Paul Ricard. Look at all of the circuits. It's... What is that to look at, chat? Seriously.
The new parts that have come in from the factory. Well, they're all fitted and good to go.
So this is going to be one of those tracks where I think I'm going to want a bit more front down for. So I'm going to go 7/6 wings. Transmission, we'll do the age-old 90 for on the throttle, 60 off the throttle. Suspension geometry, do this, this. Suspension, I kind of want it to be soft again to really kind of ride those curbs. Especially in that chicane in the second sector. Brakes and tyres are golden. Paul Ricard is beautiful. I mean, you know, it's a track.
When you get a chance, make sure to run some of our practice programs. They don't all need to be done in one session, but there's valuable data there to help.
Oh yes, the white and gold mobile. Here we go. Lee, seeing as you're back, how's the update doing? Whoa, okay. I want to know if you've been nerfed into oblivion with your Ferrari power. That corner seems different this year. Seems to go on for longer. What round is this? This is round 10. This seems to have been reprofiled a little bit. Like, in a good way. This seems different. But like I say, in a somewhat decent way. It does seem to be a bit reprofiled. Glad that I understeered like a bus around that corner. Clearly carried a bit too much speed on the way in. take a green there. I hate that corner. That corner's so hard. The line also seems later as well.
Great stuff. You've pretty much nailed this circuit. This is a really strong
Wonderful.
foundation to build from over the weekend.
Just do our traditional knocking the practice programs out of the way and then moving on, right?
This test is all about tyre management. Try to control the slip through each corner and take extra care putting the power down at the apex.
God, when these engines get warm, they don't sound pretty, let me tell you. Really ballsed up that first chicane.
Radar suggests some weather is going to
Some
hit
weather?
in 5
What kind of
minutes.
weather? Just some weather. Yeah, what weather? I did really bad in the final sector around here, so I am gonna... I'm gonna try and push the delta and maybe my tyre wear a little bit. Why am I so up on the delta?
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the
Oh my
garage
god,
and we can talk
there we
through
go.
the numbers.
Gearbox failures can be hilarious sometimes. I once was in first and my gearbox failed in the last lap, meaning I had to complete the remaining half on fourth gear. Oh man, gearbox failures suck. I used to always get it around Monaco, and you'd get the delayed sync in the shifts, or like you would just get stuck, like getting stuck in sixth gear at Monaco. Not a pleasant time. Not a pleasant time. Oh yeah, the weather change is coming, isn't it? Ah, whatever. More rain, why not? It's fine. As long as we can complete one lap on the fuel management, I think we'll be fine. Is the pit entry different now? So they did amend it on F1 2019 in a patch, but yeah, the pit entry is different. It's now as it should be. So that you can kind of see it's the pit lane entry is now like over there. Oh dear, that was terrible. This engine is set to blow, it really is. Casually extend the track. Right, now that we've abused the first sector for power, we're really going to ease off into this next chicane and kind of get a lot of fuel back, because we really haven't saved a lot in that first sector. And we're apparently going to really cut the corner as well. We're just killing this track, man. But we'll get it in the green. That is another completed program. Beautiful. That's what matters to me. I don't care if there's more to find. We ain't gonna find it. We ain't the people to find that. I think it's now raining, right? I don't really want to do the other programs if it's raining. Let's accelerate the time a little bit. You know, it's still going to be raining in 15 minutes. Let's go to practice 2 then. Oh, wonderful. We got more experience. Great. Hey, we finished that session 6th.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top 3. Hamilton, Leclerc, and Max.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to
Good day today. Let's
get
have your take
interrupted.
on it. Do you think your teammate was enjoying themselves?
Yeah, they're loving
in
it.
front of their home
Sure.
crowd?
That's exactly what Lacey was saying.
There's quite a buzz around this team at the moment. What are your
I'm not the arrogant guy. You should concentrate on more on the buzz around me. I'm not, you know, not the arrogant team owner. But we did say at the start of the season we wanted to be challenging Alpha. So, you know, we kind of want to butter them up. So when we beat them, we can be like, ha! Loser! That's kind of the plan. Right, so let's now get into practice 2. But before we do that, let's look at the R&D. Progress history is what I want. So we have jumped Alpha Tauri, but they're actually quite close to us. So like we are very close together with Alpha Tauri and Haas by the look of things. Williams are about 8,000 years behind. And then we've got McLaren have jumped Alfa Romeo. Renault have got very close to them. Racing Point have took off and they are now in a league of their own. Ferrari have now overtaken Red Bull and Mercedes are accelerating away, is essentially the way that I'm reading into that. So let's now go into practice 2 and let's do the audio delays really bad now. I haven't lost any frames or anything. It's really weird. Maybe it's just currently like a stream thing. Hold on. There's no, like, sync offsets for any kind of audio. There shouldn't be any delay. Can everyone, like, can people refresh their streams for me? Maybe? Is anyone else seeing a delay? Let me see if I can hear it on my, what I'll do is I'll go out and do one of the, I'll go out and do one of the sessions, and I'll see if I can hear it on the, on my, like, follow. You are seeing a delay? Is it bad? Because there shouldn't be one. Latency and audio delay are pretty bad. Ooh, okay. I don't see why the latency's so bad. I kind of turned that down. Let me, what I'll do is I'll do this run, bring up the stream on my phone, listen for where the issues are, and see if I can amend anything on the fly. If not, I can at least amend it for, like, the stream later on. Still enjoyable, though? Well, that, you know, I can only hope for that. But audio problems are, like, my biggest thing. I hate an audio issue, like, either bad quality sound or like off syncs and delays. Like that triggers me so hard. So the fact that I know I have one now is, yeah. And Lee doesn't hear any problems. That's weird. Okay. Let me, like I say, let me complete this program, chat. I'll give it a quick listen. Because I know I had a slight delay yesterday, but I was watching my stream back and casting the sound to a Google Home. And that automatically puts like a couple second delay on it. I've noticed that with anything. So I kind of want to test this with like my phone and my earbuds. Like I say, I'm not doubting what you're saying. I just want to know where I see any issues, and then I can make any amendments where necessary. I love that first chicane so much. Getting it right is so rewarding. The second half of the European section of the calendar is just my favourite. Like, you know, Canada, even though Canada's not European, I guess, because it's, you know, Canada, but Paul Ricard, Austria, Britain, Germany, Hungary, Italy, Belgium. God, do I need to go on? The tracks are just... Now, Paul Ricard is a fun track to drive. It just doesn't pose for the best racing on TV, you know? Hold on, it's good now. I lost like 2/10 out of that corner. Audio delay is good, but the latency issue, right, so that is something I need to look at within Streamlabs. That I can do. That I can do after. I can't like amend that on the fly though.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
Whoops. Let's just rewind that a little bit, shall we? Favourite track is probably Monza. Monza's great, man. Monza's great fun. Like I said, I think mine might be Canada. Spa or Interlagos, excellent choices.
it's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can. So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 34.1.
Yeah, guys, I see what you mean. There was a period there where it was really bad, and then there was no audio delay. That's weird. That's very weird. Anyway, let's try and do a quali pace. Quali pace with this old engine probably ain't the best choice, but you know. I'm telling you, chat, after this stream, I'm going to go destroy some breakfast. Don't know what I'm going to have yet, but I haven't eaten at the moment. I've literally just had like 2 cups of black coffee. Well, had one, I've got another one next to me. So, I'm going to go destroy something. I don't know what. Give me some ideas for breakfast. We may or may not have just absolutely destroyed that corner. It's fine. What time is it where I live? It is... I oddly can't see a time where I'm looking. But I'm like UK time. It's like 11:30 in the morning, I think. Wait, I have a Fitbit. Huh. It's 10 to 12. We're going to run out of the RS. God, the run to the line is going to be brutal. Look how much not having RS affects you. Come on! Okay, we're good. We're fine.
Program complete. These results will do, although you could definitely do better. Consider giving it another shot.
Nine hours behind you. Whereabouts are you, Cam? And how's it going, Amar? No, I don't want to retire from session. I want to return to the garage. Toast is a good suggestion for breakfast as well. Now, when you say toast, are we talking toast and butter, or would you put something on the toast? If so, what is your toast topping of choice? That was harder to say than it should have been. Anyway, let's advance to qualifying.
And with all the cars now over
Oh, you're
the line,
Australian.
let's see
That's
our
cool.
top 3 again. Vettel, Verstappen, and Valtteri Bottas. And if today's practice is anything to go by,
Toast and butter. Toast and butter's always good, man. Always good. Liam's just staring at the damn wheels. Liam's a busy boy. Knowing Liam, he's working right now, and he's just got me on in the background. Yeah, as he literally just says. Crunchy peanut butter. Crunchy peanut butter is excellent. Vegemite. I'm just gonna pretend you didn't say that. Still thinking about the McDonald's side that are away at Monaco, dude. Would it have been like? Well, there's a £25 limit at the moment in the Monaco spend. In the Monaco spend? In the McDonald's spend. Yeah, man, I threw away so many nugs. So many nugs. Jam, Nutella, or Locust Biscoff. Ready to... Oh, dude, that Biscoff is my new addiction. I honestly went shopping, and in one shopping trip, I bought the spread, the XL size biscuits that are like 2 to a pack, a standard pack, and chocolate-covered ones. I have a problem. It's freezing in Australia because it's currently winter. Yeah, but I imagine freezing for Australia is like hot for England. You know, I bet your freezing is like 20 degrees, 25. How much is £25 worth of McDonald's chicken nuggets? So a box of 20 is like £4.80, right? So that's, for argument's sake, let's say that's 100 chicken nuggets I threw away just by crashing at Monaco. Right, let's now stick like the good engine in the car. Leave the controlled electronics. Thin spread of Vegemite with butter is great, but foreign people put too much. I just never got the whole thing with Vegemite at all. Vegemite, Marmite, whatever you want to call it. Lotus Biscoff is more addictive than crack, I swear. Honestly, I put the fact that my weight loss has plateaued purely down to Biscoff. About 120 nugs in the end I threw away. Well, I mean, you know, you win some, you lose some, I guess. Australia winter is freezing in most places, but boiling everywhere in summer. Oh, okay, so it is actually cold. Fair play. I just assumed that Australian winter was basically like, you know, English summer. So we have enough resource points for a minor powertrain upgrade for the engine power. Or we could start going more, because I'm happy with our engine development. That's where we're fine. I think we really need to kind of look at our aero and our chassis. But we're doing upgrades on those already. So let's just keep hold of the resource points that we've got. Right, we've done that. We've got the right. So we're pending the better engine. Let's get into qualifying them. Other than F1, what sports do I like? I am not huge into sports. I'm not going to go on my rant about how much I hate football. Formula 1 is my favourite sport. I quite enjoy cricket as well. So obviously, you know, an Englishman and an Australian like yourself, I probably will have a great conversation about cricket. But no, Formula 1 cricket. I kind of watch tennis sometimes. Like only if there's a Grand Slam on. I don't like go all this under, you know, I don't know, like under 20s, all this amateur tournament. Like no, I don't really care about any of that. A lot of like motorsport, just motorsport in general. I could watch motorsport all day long. Like MotoGP's great, touring cars, go-karting. Right, car setup. Let's take the fuel out.
Engine fired. We're set.
The engine's been fired. Oh no, not the engine. I didn't say fire the engine. Jokes. Very overcast. Very overcast. Whoops. Trying to read chat and got distracted. Maybe do it on a straight, you know. Let's ease off a little bit so I can actually read. Played cricket professionally for a local team. Got paid like £10 a game too. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I've always kind of like toyed with the idea in school I used to play, but not recently. Cricket in Oz is starting to fall off, but I never supported it anyway, so it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I caught on with cricket around the 2005 Ashes series, which is where, you know, we finally beat Australia for the first time in X amount of years, and I mean, it was just thrilling as well. Like, I understand, like, not all cricket is that exciting, but yeah, no, I've fallen off and on. But Australia, I suppose, it's started to fall off a bit because of like some of the controversies and the fact that they're not the dominating force they used to be, I would imagine. Because I know, like, in the 90s and the early 2000s, they were like the team, regardless of what format they played. They were the team. Right, okay, we made a mistake. Let's... If it was halfway through the lap, I'd accept it, but seeing as we can kind of restart the lap again... Let's just clout. Oh, really abuse the curbs. Beautiful. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the ERS down in the final sector, so I've actually got it in the run up to the line. Let's do that now. Turn it back up again now. .29.2 from Hamilton. That's a very impressive lap time. What we can do is we cross the line to 1:30.6. That's actually not bad. It's not great. I definitely feel like I could go faster. Should return to garage. World Cup final that England won a couple of years back is possibly one of the craziest moments in sport you've ever watched.
If you want to know specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the
Yeah, that World Cup final was like, it's one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Like, literally, words can't even describe. It'll be that thing of, shut up, Jeff. Yeah, words can't even describe how, like, thrilling that was to watch live. Oh, you're actually South African, immigrated to Australia. Is it immigrated or emigrated?
best lap so far is a 1:30.6.
Nowadays, the Ashes is almost always won by England. Yeah, it's one of those things. I wish it was kind of like, you know, not flip-flopped, but it's the aspect of, I always enjoy the aspect of, you know, obviously England winning it at home, like taking it Australia at home was great, but, you know, I don't like it where series are like, oh, we go to Australia, oh, Australia win Australia. They come to England, oh, England win in England, you know, it's that sort of thing.
We're 20th in the speed trap, 204.
We're 20th in the speed trap. That's not good. We need to be faster in the speed trap, boys. So where did we lose time? We gained a bunch in the first sector. We lost a little bit in the middle. I reckon we can go again. Bolt on. Oh no, we bolted on a fresh set of boots. Perfect.
Personnel be aware, you are leaving.
it a busy pit lane, or are they just not want to let me go? There we go. We're actually currently P10. That will stay in P10, but hey. At least the overcast condition means the tyres are going to remain actually a little bit cooler, because I've seen some people talk about like how tyre temperature is even more important in this year's game, and if they really overheat, you're in trouble. I want quali predictions, chat. Where are we going to end up? We've shown some pace, but where do you reckon we'll end up on the grid?
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Yeah, when we won it once last year, the Cricket World Cup, that was mega, man. I still can't believe the game was tied, and then the Super Over was tied. It's like, what is life, man? Right, this time around, I'm just going to leave it on hot lap mode. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. That would be silly. Oh, wait, I thought you meant football. Ugh, football. Oh, I had to lift. Oh, we've run wide. Oh, really got on the power at a bad time there. A little better on the power out of that chicane. On the power later there, that's not ideal. Back on it here. Coming in ever so slight improvement, and it puts us 9th. Okay, we did gain a position on that improvement. Rugby fan, and we beat England in the World Cup final last year. The atmosphere of football games, I mean, I've always been one to say, like, football is full of hooligans. But I can imagine if they're nice and pleasant, then I bet it's a nice environment to be in, you know? Right, anyway, let's go out for one final run and see what we can do, shall we?
Standing by.
Still haven't seen any quali predictions, chat. Where are we going to qualify? Because we look like we've got some pace. Gonna get P10. 9th through 11th. It's kind of where we're looking right now.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Yes, but this is a quali run, Jeff. I'd just like to say, anyone who's come out to the stream, thank you so much for coming to my little corner of the internet. It's been hugely, it's been another fun one, you know. Getting the guys back from yesterday, where we really had a good vibe going. You know, this interaction with you guys is why, you know, I want to get back into doing this sort of stuff. Here we go. Oh, there's cars coming out the pits. Oh, this is not good, chat. This is not good, chat. Russell! I will accept there was corner cutting Giovinazzi, I swear. It's a purple first sector with some corner cutting. Let's be realistic there, but it was corner cutting to save a catastrophic accident. Okay, that was also a bit of a cheeky corner cut. This is the Hail Mary lap time. I don't feel comfortable posting this one with how abusive we've been of the curbs, in all honesty. In fact, I'm not going to post it. I don't think it's fair. I'm just going to turn the car down. The corner cut at turn 1 and then that one into the second chicane, I don't like it. Let's practice entering the pit lane, shall we? Alright, so let's... Where's the marks? There are the marks. Well, we sped there. Whoops. No, I finished the lap. Sorry, dude. They should add an Easter egg where when you play as boss hash, you're actually goes Valtteri, it's James. I don't feel right posting the lap, chat, after the corner cut. After the corner cut, the actual corner cutting warning, and then really that one into that other chicane was no. I just don't feel like it. While it would have been nice to know how fast we could have gone, I also was going to hit traffic in the final sector. We picked a terrible time to go out on circuit, and we got 14th in the end. So you know.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Bottas, Vettel, and Lewis Hamilton. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So 9th through 14th was covered by less than a tenth of a second. Feel like that first incident would have been excused IRL because you did it to avoid another car. Yeah, but I mean, Lewis, you know, Lewis weren't P1, man. Valtteri P1, Vettel, then Lewis. Okay. Lewis does say best fans, yeah. I wonder how many times he's going to say. He's already said it once, you know, oh, it's a shame the fans can't be here, you know. So I wonder how many times we're going to hear that. So, less than a tenth would have got us P9. And there's a Lacey down there. A Lacey's really not, like, chat. Do we agree that a Lacey's sort of, like, a bit poo? Edit the files. How I said that's a skill rating of 3. Yeah, Hamilton's pace is just 0.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
I'd love to do that with anyone.
What's the secret of your qualifying pace?
Having a great team that work tirelessly to get the best out of the car. I'd love to do that with
Do you feel that your teammate put on a good show for the home crowd?
like amend skill levels of drivers and amend like the AI. Like I know there's that level of coding and like the stats for the games, but I would love to do something like that. Danny Kvyat qualified me. Boo. We're now tied. Oh no, I'm still leading him. Alesi's not that great. He's not really, is he? He's not really. Don't encourage Simon's particular disliking of LH. It's just, I don't even have a disliking towards Lewis Hamilton. I just get bored of dominance. Like, as a kid, I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better, so I was like, Schumacher is the best. And as I've grown up, I've just got bored of dominance. Like, I was bored of Vettel dominance, got bored of, like, Mercedes dominance. Like, you know, I love Ferrari, I love Charles Leclerc, but if they won 5 titles in a row, I'd probably be like, I'm bored of this. You know, I want something else. When can I replace the teammate? I imagine I can replace the teammate whenever I want, as long as I can afford them. But I think you kind of need a decent enough team acclaim to lure a driver of a similar level of acclaim. Because I think if I approach Lewis Hamilton, who's got 18 acclaim, be like, come and drive this wonderful car. For some reason, that's now my like accent. He'd be like, no way, man. Like, no, it's not happening. I'd be like, yeah, fair. I think I might go for Lando. You know, I think I'm gonna go for Lando as my next teammate. Right, into the race. Let's see if we can get more points, shall we, chat? That's what I enjoy about Formula E, because all the cars are the same. It's all about the driver skill and nobody's dominant because of their wealth.
Here we are once
I get that.
The Le Castellet circuit for another round of this year's Formula One World Championship. Renault took their first French Grand Prix win all the way back in the inaugural race in 1906, but it was another 73 years before they could take their second. So they'll be pushing hard to delight the local fans here today. The circuit Paul Ricard then, a 3.6-mile track, 25 miles east of Marseille. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, with the main overtaking chance expected going into turn 8. Top speeds today should be around 205 miles per hour. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Albon, Stroll, Ocon, Perez and Carlos Sainz, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Daniel Kvyat, the captain, Gasly.
Kvyat beat us by 100th of a second, man.
Roman Grosjean, Magnussen, Russell.
Yeah, no, I think I can see F1 going the same way of F2. Them all having the same chassis, because obviously with manufacturers like Mercedes, Ferrari, that sort of thing, they're gonna want their own like engine. Is it really, you know? So everyone has the same chassis, but the Ferrari's got, you know, a Ferrari gearbox, a Ferrari engine, and the Mercedes has the Mercedes engine and the Mercedes gearbox, you know, like that sort of thing. I don't want it to be completely spec. Like, if I wanted to watch completely spec racing, I'd go and watch completely spec racing. You know, at the end of the day, I want to see these manufacturers go at it. But some levels of it, like, yeah, if they could all maybe have the same chassis, but then, you know, designing the wings and things like that is different, then, hey, go nuts, in my opinion. I still want some elements of F1 to still be there. But yeah, I know what you guys mean. I totally am in agreement. Right. Mediums to hards, one stopper. Boring, but I feel it's going to be the most beneficial to our strategy today, in all honesty. And I'm not going to try the whole thing of running the hards first and having the faster tyre later on, because I don't think that's worked. Every time I've run the softer tyre at the start, we've been in a better position. Especially because that soft is just going to fall off a cliff. Look at what it's offering me on that 2-stop strategy. I don't think that's going to work at all. Oops. We're fine.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
I don't think we're too much acclaim off the, what was it? We're acclaim level 8. So we should be able to get another sponsor soon. I think I'm going to stick with a Lacey for the rest of this year. And then I might look at... I think, you know, year 1 is about setting the foundation, in my opinion. Year 2 is really going to be about building the new car, getting that new teammate in, entering negotiations with people. We could really do, I mean, with the money. Don't get me wrong, if we get the money investment, I'm going to try and get a better teammate. Rear tyres are fine, it's the fronts that we really need to try and pump some heat into, which we can do via the brake temperature. You know, them casually heating up to 1,000 degrees centigrade. Bit of delay again for you. I really don't know what it is. It's not like I've set it up to delay. It's really weird. Because it resolved itself last time. I think you should upgrade marketing. That'll be the best for the long-term acclaim. Yeah, no, you're probably right. You're probably right. Get some of that money in. I might look at that as well, because I've already done the one for the acclaim boost. Oh, no, I haven't done the one for the acclaim boost. I've done the one for the... I can't even remember what marketing upgrade one I've done. Money is the biggest crunch in the My Team mode. Let's be realistic. It just is, right? Because we're going to hit a certain limit on the R&D tree because we don't have certain facilities to, like, level 1, level 2, etc., right? And the only way we get to that is with money. So I'm going to look at that. That'll be the last thing we do for this stream. Let's have a little look at our financial situation. And sort of see what's what. Like I say, we've got to take 2 million aside for a Lacey. I know he's not great, but he is, you know, what we've got to work with this season. And then we can kind of make another investment. So, some smoke coming out the back. I don't like that. Lights are out. Away we go. It's a better start than Danny Kvyat, and that is what is important. It's a car to our right. Kvyat's on our left. No, that is Antonio Giovinazzi making the dive bomb of dreams into turn 1 and damaged front wing. For those that don't know my rule, I'm just going to throw it out there. Any incidents on the first lap, we can restart. I mean, you guys have all been here. You know it. After the first lap, we take the pain. I kind of do it for the entertainment factor, you know? Probably not going to get as good a start. No, we're not. Yeah, we've got left in the dust this time around. Let's try and skate around the outside. Ricardo's had a bad run. Let's try and get him into the second chicane. I am planning 2 streams again today, absolutely. Some Mickey Mouse. Let's try and get Kvyat on the inside if we can, which we have. Oh, Kvyat's... He got in my slipstream. He's up my inside, but hasn't made the move stick. Right, let's try and just put the car into standard. And see how we perform. My camera will be asleep when I go live again. Which is unfortunate, my dude. I wish we could all be in the same time zone so we could all be a collective family. The benefit you will have, though, is that, of course, the VOD will be available on demand once it processes. Because you, my friend, were, I think you were the first one here today, you know? Showing that support, which I greatly, greatly appreciate from everyone. It's not a competition for who gets here first, you know, but he was here, he was hyping, he was the hype man in the early phase, as it were, but the VOD will be available when that processes. It should go public straight away. It just doesn't have, like, it just has one of the pre-generated thumbnails. They took forever last night, but they were quite long streams, so I kind of get it in a way, you know? Either get Kimi or Norris. I say Norris, but whatever you want. Oh, what, as a teammate? And also, how many seasons am I planning on doing? To be honest, I just want to keep going until I stay interested. That was dreadful. I just want to keep playing it for as long as I remain interested, you know. But the goal is Drivers' Champion and Constructors' Champion, as it should be with, like, a Drivers' Career Mode. I'll hopefully be here tomorrow straight away. That'd be sweet, man, if you could be. Don't feel you need to force yourself to be there. And as a teammate, yeah. Kimi would be a great choice. The experience would be great, because the experience, isn't that what affects the R&D points? They didn't want that bollard anyway, you know? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Do I want the wily old fox in Kimi Raikkonen, or, you know, Fernando Alonso is more the wily old fox, but, you know, the Iceman with experience, or do I want young exuberance? I think it's all going to come down to acclaim and costs, you know? How many hours till I go live again? Probably a few. I like to take lunch and a little bit of a break. But then again, what I've planned on doing, as I've done that awfully again, I've always planned on kind of taking a good few hour break and going live at 4 PM UK time, but it'll get to like 2:30, I'll be like, no, I want to be live again now. Like, I'm excited to stream again. So, it could only be a couple of hours, or it could be, you know, longer. Keep an eye on my Twitter is what I advise, because I post there, giving an idea on when I'm going to be live, at Psycho Enigma on Twitter. Sainz and Raikkonen having a great scrap here. I'm not quite going to have the run on Sainz into turn 1 that I want. But he did brake earlier than me, so I then had to kind of poke my nose up there when I really didn't want to. Do we dive up the inside of this next corner? Because I think the AI are slow into it. I put my car really where it shouldn't have been. And I paid for it. Okay, no damage. We escaped that without damage. That's good. That's what getting greedy looks like, chat. It's cost us some time and a position or two. Ricardo very much moved across there. Very much moved across. Okay, well, we're going to sit back. Man, the dirty air into this corner sucks. I'm not quite getting the car slowed down into that first chicane how I would want to, and that's costing me time. It's train time all aboard, you damn right. But yeah, I might be live in a couple of hours. Like I say, keep an eye on my Twitter. Who knows? Who knows, my dude? Yellow flag? Why is there a yellow flag? Has there been a retirement up ahead?
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
We lost. Sergio Perez is out of the session. Oh, and the safety car is out.
Is out. We need to form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure
Why,
to
oh why?
check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep our current strategy. We're not gonna mix that up at all. Cars are in the pits though. This has kind of worked beautifully for those that are on the two-stopper. You know, starting on the soft tyre, because they were due to come in any lap now. So this really has mixed up the race. I mean, Ricardo went in and he started on the mediums. That's a very questionable call that he's made there. Was it a two-stop this race? No, it's a one-stopper. Mediums to hards. I think what I'm going to do is if the two-stop time appears to kind of be near identical to the one-stop, I'm going to go for two stops. But the one-stop was apparently like 10 or 11 seconds faster, so... How far down the road is this safety car? It's like Zandvoort, where the safety car's setting the fastest lap of the race. Thought that the safety car, he might go for a two-stop medium, soft, medium. Potentially, but the softs only last like 6 or 7 laps around here. Plus, we've got to bear in mind upon like what's going to happen with the AI. Yes, they're going to be faster, but you know, we've already seen... I mean, both Mercedes are still out, but we've seen the Ferrari and the Red Bulls are both behind me. Probably should have gone for the two-stop because of the safety car. Could have done, absolutely could have done. But I'm looking at this as in the front runners who are going to be pitting for their soft tyre. This is their pit window. So they're going to be behind and they've got another pit stop to make. Yes, they'll be slicing their way through the field, but Hamilton stays out. Leclerc, Bottas stays out. This is silly, Mercedes. Mercedes, what are you doing to your team? One of those is going to be making... I get the feeling the safety car is going to come in at the end of lap 7, like the next lap. The safety car be like, I am speed. Yes, the safety car is actually Lightning McQueen, in case you didn't know. We are in an Alpha sandwich. An extra thick one on the top as well, because we've got the Alpha Tauri of Kvyat in front of me, we've got the Alpha Tauri of Gasly behind me, and we've got the Alfa Romeo. So it's like we've got extra thick bread on top of the sandwich and like medium bread on the bottom, and it's all kind of mishmash. But look, we get the opportunity to save fuel. Merc could be doing one stops too. Possibly they could go from the soft tyre to the hard tyre, but that's a risk. That's a big risk right there. I mean, I could see it, don't get me wrong. Maybe Leclerc's doing the same thing then for Ferrari. Right, safety car is coming in this lap. I figured it might. How are our temperatures looking? Front tyres are a bit cold, but we have just been going down a straight, so that makes sense. Right, anyway, let's bump the car up to Rich. Get no software to lap 10 with the less dead because of the safety car. Maybe. But then they've got 17 laps on the hards. I think it's doable. Oh, Gasly or Kvyat, you're so slow.
Okay, clear.
Oh, he's just got too much on me. But we have the inside line into turn 1. That is us up into 5th. Now we can go about chasing down the Iceman.
Hamilton has the lead.
Man, Raikkonen's bolted. I'm not even in his DRS anymore. Kvyat is looking very threatening behind me. My car's got way too much drag in a straight line. We need to try and alleviate that with some development. Nope. Mercedes and Ferrari. Oh, God. Mercedes is double stacking. Valtteri! Poor Valtteri! Legend has it if you get close to Kvyat's car, you can hear the Russian harder. Love it. But yeah, both Mercedes. Valtteri has been screwed by the team. And that leads us up to the back behind the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen. Oh, we've scrubbed off some speed there.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
How's our fuel looking? We've got enough to push. We've got enough to push. Right, let's save up some battery. Just a little bit. Let's try and follow him as closely as possible for the rest of this lap so we can really shape him up on lap 10. DRS is going to be enabled this lap, chat.
Let's use that overtake button more. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Oh, we've mounted the curb and we've exceeded track limits. I think that's the first one of the race. Oh, he's just... Look at the way he's rocketed off that corner. I need more speed. It's another yellow flag from behind. I think someone else is out of the race. Max Verstappen is out of the race. We are using quite a bit of fuel. No ERS left in a straight line. It's not a personal best. Oh, we could have a run. We could have a run. Kimmy's going defensive. He parked his car exactly where he needed to there. And now, instead of looking ahead at Raikkonen, we need to be looking in our mirrors at Danny Kvyat. Look at the speed the AlphaTauri has. But he's got it all locked up when he got there. That Honda power unit, that has got some donkey in it, that AlphaTauri. We're going to be just outside of a second on Raikkonen. We're not going to have DRS down the pit straight, but guess who is?
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
Right, let's save some battery and let's keep burning the fuel. Let's just get as close to Raikkonen as we can, assuming the flying fin is also coming in this lap. Right, Kimmy, I need you to pull me along here.
Advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Oh, I pressed it literally as the beep went. Right, there we go. Pull me along, Kimmy. Pull me along. Oh, the front really starting to scrub now we've got some tyre wear. Ooh, just about didn't speed. Just about didn't speed. Kvyat continues. Interesting. A lot of cars coming in this time around. It's a very slow pit lane here as well. Very slow. Two-second stop by the boys.
You'll be racing as you leave the pits.
Absolutely phenomenal work by my pit crew. Gets us out ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. I had like no grip in the tyres in that first corner. The problem is he's going to be right behind me. And he's going to be feeling some DRS. Probably could have gone for a crank of wing in all honesty to help get the front end in a bit more. What I should have done, I should have gone for an extra crank of front wing, but you know what? We got to live with it now for the rest of the race. Lacey is in.
Giuliano is coming in for his stop.
Latifi pulls in. Oh, we're going to get some DRS off the back of Latifi. Wonderful. Boys, are we 5th on merit here? Oh, we've run it a bit wide there. Yeah, that's the second extending of track limits. I need to be very careful now.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.0 seconds.
Are we actually like 5th on merit? Or on strategy? The safety cars definitely helped. I'm not disputing that. Another 5th, man. I don't know. But I do know our car really responds well to the hard tyres. Because look at, like, we've already got a 1.5 seconds on Kimi.
Race leader.
Yeah, another points finish means we'd get the 6 million personal best, a 34.4. Thank you for posting the Twitter, Mr. Potato Person. Greatly appreciate that. I should really put it in the description of the streams. That'd be an idea, wouldn't it? Oh, Lando. No, you're not Lando. You're Science. Hello, Science. How are you? You appear to be struggling on some tyres there, my friend. Damn. The traction is just too strong. My fuel's not looking great. At some point, I'm going to need to do some fuel saving. This might be silly. I just haven't got the speed. Sorry, Science, but you left the door open and I took it. That's not an overtaking spot at all, but... Nothing's coming up. It should be there. I don't think it's different. Someone could actually grab my Twitter URL and post it in there. That'd be great. Like, obviously, got my username, but... Oh, look at that. Lee on it before I even mention it. Cheers, Lee. I am indeed a 3-time versus heavyweight champion. Expect that to be a series that comes back at some point this year. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start saving fuel in the final sector. Ah, Science is in, so he can't hold up Raikkonen. Wait, we're in second. Why are we in second? Vettel pitted for more mediums. I actually don't think we need to save fuel. I think we can just run standard. The banner on your Twitter reminds me so much of the Gremlins, and it's hilarious. That was a great day. That's a great bit of Photoshop from the Mr. Freaky Fungus putting me on that money with that giant abomination of a burger I created. Simon's in second, he must be lost. Honestly, I'm getting dizzy with the altitude sickness of being up in second place, let me tell you. Vettel, look, you don't need to harry me. I will let you by on the pit straight with your use of your battery and your DRS. There we go. See? Look, now all you've got to do is overtake me. We're going to cross the line in first, though. We lead the race. And Vettel hasn't been able to get past me. This doesn't seem correct. No, it's very correct. We are leading the French Grand Prix in a Renault-powered car. Purely on merit, nothing to do with strategy and safety cars whatsoever. And now Vettel's going to pass me, which is fine. Defend your position. No, I'm not defending my position against Sebastian. Because if I start scrapping with him, I will lose time and Raikkonen will start catching me. We've got 3 seconds to Kimi. To think only yesterday I was struggling to get P10. I told you guys we were coming up to a series of tracks where I do well. And I've done nothing to the difficulty either. We're still at 95. Yeah, we don't really need to do anything with the fuel either. The fuel is perfect, so we can just leave it in standard mix all day, every day. Let's use some of this battery then. Let's not mess about. Vettel, fastest lap of the race. We are 2 seconds slower than it. Nine laps left. You can feel your heart racing with tension and hype. Imagine how I'm feeling. Still in the low 35s. How are the tyres looking anyway? Tyres are fine. 3.5 to Kimi. Can I just say, I love the amount of love that Lando Norris has. He's a young driver, like, what, 18 or 20 or however old he is now, right? I think he's like 20. And people absolutely adore him, and he's in his, like, second year of Formula One. His second year. The guy's got the future ahead of him. I love it so much. I feel like so many young guys recently have come in and just not performed, and the fans just go, oh, they're... But the guys like Leclerc and Russell and Norris, they've all got such fanfare behind them, and it's so exciting and refreshing to see. And I hope Norris passes Kvyat. In fact, hasn't Kvyat passed Norris? Am I reading that the wrong way round? And Albon's now passed Norris. You jinxed him, potato person. Albon's not done yet on those medium tyres. He's charging his way through the field. Lando is 20? Yeah, I figured as such. Knew he was a whippersnapper, but... Albon now up to P4. I think that's the name we need to keep an eye on for the rest of this race. Albon's on a charge on those mediums. Whoops. Oh, we've really got out of shape there. That Hamilton-Albon incident is very decisive. Or decisive, divisive. Would Albon got his first win though? I don't know. I think Mercedes, while they had it in hand, they could have turned it up if they needed to.
We're catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race. We're leading our teammate by
Where is a Lacey?
20.4 seconds. Gap to teammate behind is 21.4 seconds. They're on old hards. They're in 15th. The time last lap was a 1 minute 35.8.
So he's lapping, well, that last lap he was 8/10 slower than me, but... See, people would love France if we got IRL Grand Prix like this. We're currently looking at a podium of Vettel, the team that got formed this year, and Raikkonen. Now, granted, Albon's on a charge, so he potentially is going to be contending for that. And then there's Ocon on mediums as well in the Renault. French driver in a French car at the French Grand Prix. Alright, everything's apparently looking gravy, and I'm just keeping quiet. But the audio is really delayed now. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't know what to tell you, chat, unfortunately. I know I'm not controlling that. I might look into it. Well, I say might. I will look into it because I need to look into the latency issue anyway. Because I swear I turned it down to like low latency. Albon's being really held up by Raikkonen. You can't tell anymore because your audio's gone completely. That is unfortunate, my friend. We're close to actually setting personal best now, so... Albon's going to be past the Alpha sooner rather than later. It's pretty much just the Ferrari donkey keeping that thing in front.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, we've butchered this. Oh, actually, didn't work out that bad for acceleration out of that corner. I really enjoy the cozy smell of chat. You deserve more subs and viewers, man. I appreciate that sentiment. It's something I need to look at because I think my whole strategy and the whole YouTube algorithm really works against my channel. I've posted diverse content. I've not been very consistent, and my channel is old AF with its considering how many like viewers and subscribers I have. So I kind of work against YouTube's algorithm. But I will say, sort of like likes and you guys constantly turning out to stream, this engagement will help, and I really, really appreciate that. So while I appreciate the comments of, you know, I deserve more, you've kind of got to work for it as well. And I just appreciate what I've got here. You guys have really made these last couple of streams, like, you know, don't get me wrong, the start of it, me just enjoying the game was wonderful, but you guys that have come out for the past couple of days have just made this, like, so special. And the fact, like, those first points were made that much more, like, it because of the chat interaction at Zandvoort, it made the heartbreak there. It made Monaco hilarious, because I was going to hate it anyway, right? But you guys, you know, with the no heroics into Zandvoort and all that stuff, you know, just loved that. The McDonald's on the line, finally getting the first points today was special. And then what could happen now? I don't want to jinx it, chat, but we are about to move on to the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, and Raikkonen is still holding Alex Albon behind him. I always try to notice chat, you know? I mean, I'm trying to notice you while driving, don't get me wrong, it's certainly not the most, it's not the most ideal thing. The benefit that you've got to remember, though, is, you know, because of the small community that I've got, you guys have been... I can look over and it's like my chat hasn't blown up. So I can just have a quick look and read through it, you know. Mistake. Personal best in the first sector. Hamilton fastest lap. Watch him bin it on the final lap. Liam, I know you've always believed in me. But I appreciate your comment about the consistency and growth. That's kind of why I want to do it as, like, 2 streams a day, making sure they go public as soon as they can. Leclerc has now passed Ocon, but he's still only up to 5th. On to the final lap, boys. Here we go. If he bins it, I'm going to dodge a damn wall. Oh, no personal best. Boo.
This is your final lap of the race.
We're half a minute ahead of our teammate. Albon finally got Raikkonen. But I will say, if Albon had been able to get Raikkonen when he first cruised up behind him, Leclerc has easily got Raikkonen. Didn't have the same issue that, you know, using the Honda Donkey. If Albon had been able to pass Raikkonen as soon as he got behind him, we'd have been looking at P3. And I was scared that Ocon would be able to breeze past. And then, you know, are we even looking at a podium? I want to see all of the W's in the chat should we proceed to get this P2, because thinking that I wasn't ever going to score points, look, that was a genuine thought after yesterday's stream. I went out and was like, am I actually going to butcher this? Like, that stream after those 2 terrible races plagued me last night. Leclerc up to 3rd will be on the podium, but Sebastian Vettel crosses the line to win the French Grand Prix. And Incompetent Racing Grand Prix, powered by Renault, crosses the line, 2nd place. Oh, redemption at last.
That was a fantastic drive.
Driver of the day as well.
Here's our winner,
Come on.
Ferrari into Parc Fermé. What a fantastic race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence.
That's what I want to see.
I think their ability
All of those
to
W's.
during some of the more hectic parts of the race meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Show me! There I am! We're on the podium!
A thrilling race and a
With
tremendous
upside down R and everything.
Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them.
Vettel have a little bit of the bubbly. Now I'm going to go stand on the top spot. Yeah, this is mine now. Just shoves Vettel out of the way. Hey, we got a weekly challenge. Perform a total of 2 pit stops. That, honestly, that 2-second stop by my team was so crucial. It got me ahead of Kimi. And then we just drove away from him on the hard tyre.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give
Yes!
They demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in difficult situations.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The current
I didn't have to share my first podium with LH. Your dream. I don't know what... I don't know what Mercedes were thinking. They pitted them after the safety car. And Norris fell to P9. That's crushing, man. Look at that. Vettel wins the Grand Prix. 13.7 behind is us. Charles Leclerc Alex Albon, Kimi Räikkönen was just the roadblock that I needed to get this podium, because could I have got it if Albon and Leclerc had got past? Absolutely not. Ocon a solid 6th, the Frenchman in his Renault. Bottas gets points. Destroyed our rival Kvyat. We ended up 13 seconds ahead of him. Norris and Giovinazzi rounds out the points. And Alesi finished 18th. Hamilton 3 stopped in the end. With Verstappen and Perez being the DNFs. Incompetent now competent? Oh, we can't be that good. We can't be that good. I need to
Let's have your thoughts. You really cut your field today.
I think, honestly, I can't even say this was the power unit. This was the car's nimbleness. The car was phenomenal in the final sector.
Went your way today. It looked like you had a
We did, and the team really pulled out all the stops. Of course they did. That 2-second pit stop was game-changing.
It's safe to say
Game
you're smashing
changing.
Everyone's expectations, isn't it?
F1 is a team sport. We all put in an extreme amount of effort. We do. Like, honestly, I can't even...
It's your teammates' home Grand
I'm
Prix.
going to be a little
They
bit
really
cheeky
enjoyed
here and
themselves
just sort of
and
say not as much as I enjoyed myself, because, I mean, Alesi didn't have the best weekend. Big strat, big drive.
Well, that's everything.
We got the +5. We got the podium finish. That will take us to 15 or 10 points, sorry, compared to Kvyat's 6. He looks so smug there. Are we going to go to acclaim level? So we go to acclaim level 7. Alesi's going to go to acclaim level 7. And then we as a team are going to go to acclaim level 9. Ooh. Chat, this has been a mega couple of races. A mega couple of races. Yeah, we got 50k in damage deductions. There's probably some bollards or something, I don't know. 4.7 million in the bank. And then after the next Grand Prix, which is the Austrian Grand Prix, we'll be halfway through the season. Weekly resources go in. So, we've got 2 days before the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's do a activity. Reaction training for his awareness. Podium celebration party. I think we deserve that. I think let's give everyone a bit of morale. Let's spend some money, have a podium celebration party, and then let's get Alesi some acclaim. Why not? Everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves that. Facilities, right. Let's have a look at the marketing that we were talking about. So sponsor relations, increase your team acclaim at an accelerated rate. That's 5 million. It's 5 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But after Alesi's contract renewal, that's what we're gunning for. We're gunning for that. So have I achieved my team goal? Do I get that at the I assume I get that at the end of the season then? So if I go to corporate, as a team achieve 2 points finishes during a season. Right, so we've done that. Secondary goals can be earned every race weekend. Right, so we will get that money at the end of the season. And because of our acclaim that we've got, it's going to be 8.2 million. Chat, that's a lot of money. And soon we'll be able to get another sponsor. Season 2 is going to be mega. We're going to have so much money. We're going to have a new teammate. I'm hoping to be acclaim level 10 or 12 by the end of the season. So we'll have a more competent teammate. We'll have more money. More sponsors. Oh, well, Alesi's now worth 2.5 million because he's leveled up. Of course he is. You're not worth 2.5 million, dude. You're just not. But it's whatever. I think what we in the biz would say, now this is pod racing. So if we look at the driver market, right? So if we carry on growing our acclaim, I'm looking at the boy right here. I'm looking at the boy. So he's going to cost 7.5 million. But I think this is next teammate material, I think. Check how much Norris is. That's exactly what I went to do. It's exactly what I went to do. So he's 7.5 mil. So I'm thinking we deal with a Lacey for now. And this is where we put our money. We could always get someone else. We could always go and get ourselves a Mick Schumacher. Everyone's got Mick Schumacher, though. Yes. My man. 750k. We could go and get ourselves Jack Aitken. He's a mil cheaper than the Lacey. Big marketing upgrades, yeah. Now that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna next big investment after a Lacey's contract is gonna be the this in the marketing. I'm gonna do the sponsor relations one for the 5 million. That'll be the next big investment. I then need to get more upgrades in regards to some of these other facilities, but I think the marketing one will be huge. Personnel one I think will need something. These aren't that expensive. Like your second drive experience stat will be improved. Like that, I think for a mil is quite important. But I'm thinking marketing will be the way to go to start with. I think. So yeah, get a Lacey's contract renewed, spend the money on the marketing department, and then go from there. What a mega stream. 5th in Canada with a bonus point for the fastest lap. I know, man. Every time I see Anton on there as well, I get it. I get it. It's sad. So let's have a look, right? So we're 10th in the driver's standings due to those 2 races, and we're now joint 7th in the constructors standings with Alpha, but of course we are ranked higher because of our podium finish. You see, we got the fastest lap in Canada for 5th, and then that's 2nd in France. And look at the start of the year we had. Unreal. Unreal. You know, Lacey was looking solid at the start of the year, but he's really dropped off a little bit recently. Ooh, look at that. Look at it. You won't be here for the next stream, but when I come back tomorrow, you're going to have hella money. I will be swimming in... Well, I'll either have loads of money or I'll have no money because I'll have spent it on the... I'll have spent it on the upgrades. On the marketing upgrades. There's a current rivalry. There's the driver details so far. So no pole positions, none of that. 29 total points with 1 podium finish, an average finish of 15th, an average grid of 14th. 1 fastest lap, 361 laps driven. What a stream, chat. What a stream. Honestly, like, you have no idea. Just you guys being here has made the past few days. It really has. It really, really has. And let's carry it on. I'm going to be investigated by the FIA for going from 20th to 5th. Yeah, they're going to be like, something ain't quite right here. Also, I would just like to show, is there a way that I can do it? Is there a way that I can do, like, remove the activity or the something? Is there a way, preferences? Gameplay settings? Just wanted to be clear. There you go. I know none of you will have none of you have doubted me or anything, but there it is. No, still 95 difficulty. So didn't do any shenanigans. No shenanigans, man. Okay, well I am gonna go have a lie down after after this experience. I'm sure there's gonna be a race in the near future where we're gonna crash back to reality. But let's ride this high, you know. So Austrian Grand Prix is up next. The car's got a lot of drag, so I'm not expecting to do very well. If I can get more points, brilliant. If not, then let's remember this as a landmark moment in Incompetent Racing Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed, please consider hitting that like button, and I'm pretty sure everyone here is subscribed. So thank you oh so very much. And by the looks of it, I think by the look of my notifications, you guys will follow me on Twitter now as well, so you can see when I go live. Of course, VOD will be on demand for those of you that did miss out, or those of you that, of course, watching after the fact. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you all later today for the Austrian and British Grand Prix. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in a couple of hours.